Multiplying integers. This is Algebra 115, Section 1.3d. Negative 2 times 3 means you owe $2 3 times. You owe $2, owe $2, owe $2, so you owe 6 in all. Negative 2 times 3 equals negative 6 because 6 is negative 6. A negative times a positive equals a negative. Since we know we can reverse the order in multiplication, the commutative property, that means 3 times negative 2 is also negative 6. A positive times a negative equals a negative. Negative 2 times negative 3 means take away the debt. The first negative means take away. The second one means debt, owe money. So that equals plus. A negative times a negative equals a positive. Negative 2 times negative 3 equals 6. Be sure to say a negative times a negative equals a positive. We don't use and or two negatives make. Okay, we say a negative times a negative equals a positive. Since we know division undoes multiplication, we know negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. That means if you divide negative 6 by either one of those, you get the other number. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3, and negative 6 divided by 3 equals negative 2. A negative divided by a negative equals a positive. A negative divided by a positive equals a negative. Okay, we know that negative 2 times negative 3 equals 6. So if we divide 6 by either number, we get the other number. 6 divided by negative 2 equals negative 3, and 6 divided by negative 3 equals negative 2. A positive divided by a negative equals a negative. Dividing means to split into equal parts. 10 divided by 5 equals 2 means 10 split into 5 equal parts equals 2 each. Also, we know that division undoes multiplication. 2 times 5 equals 10. So, dividing with 0. 0 divided by 5 equals 0. 0 split into 5 equal parts is 0. Also, we know 5 times 0 is 0. But 5 divided by 0, we can't split 5 into 0 parts. 5 divided by 0 is undefined, okay? So it's very important where the 0 is. Okay, what about multiplying fractions? Okay, if the whole box is 1, the blue section is half, and the red section is half of that half. The red is half of the blue. Okay, so we know that would be a 1/4 of the whole thing. We multiply fractions straight across. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. Okay, so 1/3 times 5 over 7. You multiply the tops, 1 times 5. Multiply the bottoms, 3 times 7. Okay, what about 1/2 of 2/3? Look at that box on the right. If the whole box is 1, it's broken into 3 equal parts. Okay, well, the blue would be 2/3 of them, and the red would be half of the blue. So the red represents half of the blue, so that's half of the 2/3, which is 1 of the thirds. If we multiply 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. We always reduce fractions. 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 6 3 times. You can also cross multiply 1/2 times 2/3. Okay, 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 2 one time, on the top also. So 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, what about 10 times 3/4? That's 10 over an understood 1. times 3/4. 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 goes into both of those. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 4 divided by 2 is 2. We can also use cross multiplication. 10 over 1 times 3 over 4. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So now multiply 5 times 3, 15. 1 times 2 is 2, and we get the same answer. Okay. Negative 3 over 4 times 1 over 5. A negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 1, 3. 4 times 5 is 20. Divide. 10 divided by 2 is 5. That's the same as 10 over 1 divided by 2 over 1. Okay, well, let's see what 10 times 1/2 is. Half of 10 is 5. 10 over 1 times 1 over 2. 10 times 1 is 10. 1 times 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we can see that dividing by 2 over 1 is the same as multiplying by 1 over 2. To divide fractions, we keep the first fraction, we flip the second fraction, and we change it to multiplication. So 1/3 divided by 3/4 is 1/3 times 4 over 3, and we multiply straight across. 1 times 4 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. 2/3 divided by 2 is 2/3 divided by 2 over 1, which is 2/3, keep that fraction, flip the second fraction, and change to multiplication. Okay, keep the first, flip the second, change to multiply. Multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And reduce. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Okay, 3/4 divided by 1/5 is 3 over 4 divided by 1 over 5. Okay, well, we keep flip change. So keep the first 3/4, flip the second to make it 5 over 1, multiply. 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 1 is 4. And that's the end of this lesson.